Hey everyone, welcome back to Wizarding Alice. My name is Alice. On this channel we cover all things Harry Potter, Wizarding World and a bit of Scotland travel and lifestyle put in there as well. Thank you so much for visiting my channel today. It's a very exciting video. This is the first time on this channel I've ever done a proper Q&A, as in I've asked you guys to submit me questions or to submit questions for me and I'm going to answer them today. So first of all, I would like to thank you so much for putting questions forward. Every time I got a notification that someone had asked a question, it made me so happy. I was so excited. So I just want to take this time just now really quickly to say thank you so much, and thank you for supporting my channel as well. It honestly means the world to me. I guess my first kind of update is that I'm actually really not feeling well today. I've got an issue with my leg. In the night I woke up, and you know sometimes you wake up and you've just got the craziest like cramps in your leg. I had that. It's still so sore today, so I'm limping, number one. I also just feel so unwell. Like I've got a cough, a really sore throat, which leads to a sore ear, a nose running, sore head, all of it. So I'm sitting here with my brand new mug, so I figured let's just make this as cozy as possible. Just a really casual sit down in my room, which has been all cleaned, and you can't really tell, but it's been decorated for autumn. I've got some autumn lights in front of me. I've got I got this from TK Maxx. It's a Días de los Muertos mug, so I'm feeling very autumnal. I've also got some salted popcorn as a snack. This is not autumnal, nor is it going to help my sore throat, but it's one of my favourite snacks, so there you go, there's a first fact. But I'm gonna sit, eat my popcorn, drink my water, and answer your questions. Okay, so the first question is a great one, and it's what are my favourite Harry Potter Lego sets? Now, I do quite a lot of Lego on this channel. I'll try and link some below. I would say I'm very good at it, but I do enjoy putting a Lego set together. So some ones I've done in the past include a lot of bits of the castle. I don't have the actual proper castle set because I'm not made of money, but I do enjoy bits where you can build like the astronomy tower or this part of the castle. I've done the Great Hall. I think that was my favourite. I really like ones where you can actually spend quite a lot of time on them. You know, some Lego sets are built to be done in an hour. I like ones where it maybe takes you like a couple of days to put them together. I prefer things that are more like a project. So definitely bits of the castle are my favourite ones for sure. They're not cheap, but I think they're a much better alternative to getting the castle for like £400. On that note, in terms of Lego sets I'd like to do, I would love to do the castle. If anyone wants to give me a £400 castle Lego set for me to do on the channel, then be my guest. The Burrow? The Burrow is definitely one I would really like to do. I think that's like a fairly newer one, but I think that would be such a fun build. And the new Diagon Alley one as well, where it's like 6 shops. I think I've done Hogsmeade, but it's the Diagon Alley one I really want to do, and that's like really expensive as well, but they're definitely ones I'm keen on. I also, just talking about Lego in general, I really like the new sort of arty ones they're doing, like the bouquet of flowers you can make. I think those ones are really cool as well. I really like whoever's in charge of design and creation at Lego. They're doing some really cool things. Oh, and apparently they're making the Office one as well, so I definitely want to do that. Okay, so the next question was just generally, tell us more about yourself. And I love talking about myself, so I'm more than happy to do that. So obviously, hello, my name's Alice. I am Scottish. I was born in Edinburgh. I currently live in Edinburgh. I love Edinburgh. I love Scotland. It's definitely something I'd like to talk a bit more about on my channel, is generally like being Scottish and things, because I know there's a lot of people, particularly American people, who are quite keen to move to Scotland and want to know a bit more about it. There's definitely a lot of channels out there that cover that sort of stuff. And that's something that I could potentially cover more as someone who's lived here my whole life. I feel like I'm qualified to answer questions about what it's like to live here and the culture and the food, and, you know, give recommendations for stuff. That's definitely what I can do. Obviously, Edinburgh is in the lowlands. Scotland is split into the Highlands and the Lowlands, and I live in the Lowlands. So I definitely have more experience of that than living in the Highlands, living in the rural mountains, shall we say. But yeah, definitely could talk more about that. Another thing I have my notes here with the questions and some key points I want to answer if you're wondering why I'm looking down. I have 2 degrees. So when I finished high school, I went to Heriot-Watt University, which is on the outskirts of Edinburgh, and I did a psychology and business degree. I had a great time with that. I did a lot of like drama and theatre and things on the side, which was really fun. And then after that, I went to the University of Edinburgh, which is obviously in the city centre, and I studied criminology and criminal justice. I did a master's degree, which is really fun. And I'm actually very, very soon starting degree number 3, as I'm naming it, which is really cool. I'm going to do a whole separate video on that. But I am going to be doing a 3rd degree, my 2nd bachelor's degree, so 2 bachelors, 1 master's, so I'm really looking forward to that, but I'll talk more about that in another video. I currently work in corporate. I can't really give away more than that, but I work an office job. It's actually a job that, you know, everyone complains and there's obviously bits I don't like about it and stuff, but generally speaking, I really like my job, so I feel very happy. I work from home, which I like, I definitely do, but I wish I didn't have to work in my bedroom, because obviously sleep here, spend a lot of time in here, film videos here, edit here, work here, so I barely leave. So it would be nice to have a bit more of a proper office space in my home, but what can you do about it? Let me think. My favourite animal is actually a goat, which I don't know if people find weird, but there's something about goats I'm really drawn to. I just think they're absolutely adorable. They're so funny, especially the goats that like fall over, you know, when they get scared. Oh my god, they are so cute. But in my future life, I'd love to have a pet goat. If I had like lots of space, I think that would be so much fun. My favourite colour is pink, maybe a bit stereotypical, but I do really like the colour pink, particularly kind of like millennial pink. Again, total stereotype, but yeah, big fan of the colour pink. It just makes me happy. I just think it's a fun colour. Favourite film is Coherence. Not a lot of people, sorry, I know it's rude, but I'm hungry. I don't think a lot of people have heard about this. It's a bit more of an indie film, but it's fully improvised. So it's a bit like the Blair Witch Project, which is a similar vibe. The actors don't know what's going on, only the producers and the directors do, and they kind of push things along, so all the lines are improvised, and it's a very complicated, interesting film, and it's definitely a film you have to watch like 3 times to really start to understand it, but I love it. It's definitely worth a watch. Favourite TV show is tough. I never really have like one favourite. I was a huge Gleek when Glee was on. Like, I love Glee so much. I had a Tumblr account, Twitter account, everything like dedicated to Glee. Like, I was obsessed with it. So that's always got a special place in my heart, even though it's terrible. I don't mean terrible, you know, people, it was like so cool to hate Glee. Like, I don't mean like that. I mean, it just really got bad towards the end. But I'm a big fan of the Kardashians, Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I really enjoy that. I love Love Island. I'm a big fan of reality TV. I do really enjoy it. People say, oh, it melts your brain. I don't care. I get it. I have a good time with it. What else do I watch? I'm having like a total mind blank, but I definitely watch other things. But no, nothing's coming to my head. I do watch more like intense like scripted shows, but again, nothing's coming to me. I'm currently watching Riverdale for the first time. I'm on season 5, but I would say that's going to go into my list of favourites. I love sitcoms. The Office, Parks and Rec, Arrested Development, Community. I'm a big fan of all of them, for sure. And my favourite like subject at school, that was another thing I thought I could maybe talk about. I was a big fan of more like your social subjects, so I loved geography, history, modern studies, which I don't think a lot of countries have, but it's a mix of like politics and sociology. And I really enjoyed business as well, and psychology and philosophy. That's quite a lot, but I was really into more of those like social subjects. I didn't enjoy the really arty things like art, music, drama, and I wasn't really into your maths or your sciences. I much preferred those like the topics that were more about people was the kind of thing I was interested in, which makes sense when you think about my degrees were psychology, business, criminology, you know, it's all about like society and people and things like that. I've just put that together. That's quite interesting. Okay, I hope that sort of answered your question. There was a question about general like hobbies and interests, like things I like outside of Harry Potter. So obviously Harry Potter is a big obsession of mine. It's definitely something I like a lot, and obviously I've created a whole YouTube channel around it, but I also really enjoy just social media in general. I love my Instagram. I like Twitter a lot. I don't post a lot myself, but I enjoy looking on Twitter. Recently got Snapchat, so I'm having a great time with Snapchat, just posting like a million times a day. And obviously I watch a lot of YouTube, so I do really love social media. I'm definitely on Camp Pro, even though I appreciate there are so many awful things about it. I do love me a bit of social media. I really enjoy woodland walks. It sounds a bit vague, like something you'd put on like a dating app or something, but I really enjoy it, especially autumn. Autumn's like my favourite time of the year. I'm obsessed with autumn. Just going on woodland walks like every weekend just gives me so much serotonin. It's like all I need in life. I love it. I really enjoy travelling as much as I can. I don't get paid like a huge amount, so I have to be a bit more frugal with when and where I go, but I really enjoy traveling, and it's definitely something I'm keen to do more of this coming year, like 2023. So yeah, really love traveling, and I love planning travel as well. Even if I don't end up going, I'll sometimes just sit if I've got nothing to do and I'll plan a trip I'm never going to go on, but I just get so much enjoyment from planning, logistics, organization. I'm so type A, it's unreal. What was the other things I was going to say? I'm currently teaching myself Spanish. I'm doing okay with that. I do 30 minutes a day, and I've like never skipped a day unless I was like seriously ill or something like that. But I just use Duolingo, and sometimes I'll like research. If Duolingo like touches on a subject, I'll maybe research it myself in more detail. But I'm enjoying that a lot more than I thought I would. I love Marvel films. Marvel's another huge fan of mine, a huge hobby of mine. I don't know, my brain's melted. I'm not feeling well, okay? And I also love horror. I'm a big fan of horror films. Like, I don't really have a problem with horror films. Like, I could watch one to go to sleep, and I could sleep with like my leg out in the bed and it wouldn't bother me. Like, I don't get scared like that, but I do love that like thrill feeling that horror films give you. Like, some people enjoy going on a roller coaster for that exact reason. I love watching horror films. The scarier the better. So if you got any recommendations, let me know. What else? I love musical theatre. I used to do a lot of theatre. Now I really enjoy going to see things. Obviously, things were more open before, but I really enjoy it. Love a bit of Wicked. I think Heathers might be my favourite musical currently. I was supposed to go and see Waitress, but it got cancelled because of COVID, so maybe one day. And I love Disney parks as well. That's the big three for me are Harry Potter, Marvel, and the Disney parks. They're like my three big interests and passions. I've been to Disneyland Paris a couple of times. I've got a vlog series of that out. And I've been to Walt Disney World once, but I'm obsessed. I watch so many theme park YouTubers. I love it. I'm a Disney adult and I don't care who knows it. I'm wearing a Haunted Mansion top at the moment. Yeah, I love the Disney parks. And my favourite ride, I think my all-time favourite ride is Soarin', 100%. But I think Pirates of the Caribbean probably wins for me. It's got a soft spot in my heart. You'll know that if you watch my Disney vlog series. I tried to go on it 5 times. I didn't quite manage, but I love Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay, my mouth is full of popcorn. I don't know why I started speaking now, but I was asked what my single best Harry Potter experience was, and this was a great question. It was actually quite tough. I feel like I've had some really great ones that we've shared together on this channel. One was definitely the Forbidden Forest experience. I had the best time there. I went with my mum. We went down, I think it was Arley Hall, but I could be wrong. And they had these massive woodland grounds, and they made it like the Forbidden Forest with animatronics and stuff. That was so cool. And that was definitely an underwatched YouTube video of mine. I definitely recommend watching it because that was a really cool experience. The other was last Christmas. I got to go and watch Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone in the Great Hall at Warner Brothers Studio Tour. That was insane. That was one of the best nights ever. It was so cool, and I vlogged that as well, so definitely check that one out too. What merch do you want to own? There's like, where do I begin? So I've selected a couple of topics because I want to own everything. One of those what's the word where you get it, like you get your initials put on something. I can't think what the word is, but I'd love one of those suitcases, so the proper Hogwarts suitcases with my initials on. That would be really cool, but they're really expensive, so maybe one day. It's really money that's putting me off all of these things. I'd love a set of Slytherin robes or just Hogwarts robes. Again, that's something I've had opportunities to buy, but the price has just always put me off just a little bit. I'm like, when am I ever going to wear them? And then I go to something and I'm like, this would have been the perfect time to wear them. So maybe at some point I'll get some robes. What are those quaffles? This is a cheaper one, but I've just never picked one up. I love the look of those quaffles. I think it would look great on my Harry Potter shelf up there. I'd really like a quaffle. I'd also really like the whole Butterbeer collection. I think whoever designed that has done such a good job. I love the Butterbeer stuff. I got the little Christmas bauble of it, which was so cute, but I definitely want the rest of the collection. Like the apron is really cool. And basically just all the Christmas baubles, honestly. Anytime Christmas comes around, I cannot control myself. They've got such cute stuff. And the final question from my mother, you could probably tell, why do you spend so much time in your pajamas? So first off, thank you. I feel personally victimized. It's mental illness in it. I spend so much time in my pajamas because I'm in my own home and I think you should be as comfy as possible in your own home. I don't trust anyone who sits in jeans and shoes on in their own house. I definitely want to know you guys' thoughts on this. Do you wear comfy clothes in your own house, or do you tend to get more dressed up? Because if you get more dressed up, I do not trust you at all. It's pajamas all the way. The fact that I'm in a jumper right now is like a big deal for me. I'll be changing to my pajamas after this. So I'm definitely a pajama fan. So let me know what you guys are as well, if you agree with me or if you disagree. I definitely think there's two camps there. But that was all the preset questions. Thank you so much. They were fantastic questions and I had such a fun time answering them. I couldn't really think of anything else I wanted to cover. I thought these questions really did a good job. I suppose the only thing is I've got a haircut, so I film my videos out of order. So you might see some with short hair, some with long hair, you know, kind of go back and forth. So it kind of ruins the illusion a little bit. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I've had such a nice time just sitting here, keeping it really, really chill. I've got my kind of Halloween vibe going on, even though I think this comes out like 1st of September or something crazy like that. But yeah, let me know if you'd like more of these kind of more relaxed, unplanned, chilled out videos, or if you prefer the more structured ones, because I've got a good mix of both, I think, coming out soon. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!